All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful forces shaping a nation's economy. We're talking about Pakistan's Ministry of Industries and Production. Let's dive in. I mean, think about it. Who actually builds an economy? Is it the huge, well-known corporations? Or maybe it's all those small, family-run shops you see on every corner? Or is there something else, a kind of hidden architect setting the whole stage? Well, that's where this comes in. The Ministry of Industries and Production, or MoI&P for short. Now, the key word in their mission is right there, facilitator. You gotta understand, they don't think of themselves as the ones laying every single brick. Instead, picture them as a master gardener. Their job is to prepare the soil, make sure it's fertile, so that all kinds of plants, big and small, can grow and thrive.
So, how exactly does this gardener get the country's industrial engine revving? Let's take a closer look.
And here's the crucial thing to remember. The ministry's role isn't to own and operate every factory out there. Nope. Their job is to create the conditions for success. They build the framework, they write the policies, they provide the support systems that let private companies, from tiny startups to massive corporations, do what they do best: innovate and grow. They're all about creating that fertile ground. Okay. So to really get how this all works, we've got to peek under the hood and see the key organizations that actually report to the ministry. This is where the big ideas and policies really turn into action on the ground. This right here is basically a roadmap of the ministry's main functions. You've got the industrial giants like PIDC and NFC, you've got a direct link to the consumer with the USC, and, super importantly, you have a champion for the little guy in SMETA. Let's break each of these down. First up, let's talk about the heavyweights. We're talking about the big, state-owned corporations that were designed to tackle the toughest industrial challenges head-on. So, what's the big idea behind the Pakistan Industrial Development Corporation, the PIDC? Well, it's pretty strategic. Its whole purpose is to kickstart those massive, essential industries that private companies might be a little scared to touch at first. You know, the ones that need a ton of money up front and might not see a profit for years. The PIDC steps in to de-risk those huge nation-building projects. And wow, its reach is, well, it's all over the place, in a good way. The PIDC has its hands in everything from modernizing traditional crafts like stone and furniture to boosting high-value sectors like gems and jewelry. It's even focused on leveling up technology and skills across the entire board. This really shows you its foundational role, building up different parts of the economy from the ground up. All right, now let's look at a couple of other big players to see how they fit into the puzzle. On one hand, you have the National Fertilizer Corporation. This is absolutely vital for the country's agriculture and, its food security. On the other hand, you've got the Utility Stores Corporation, which has a totally different job. It runs stores all over the country to give people access to basic goods at lower, subsidized prices. So you could say one feeds the farms while the other helps feed the people directly. But look, an economy isn't just about the giants, right? The ministry also plays a massive role in supporting the small and medium-sized businesses that are, let's be honest, the true backbone of any economy. And this is where SMETA comes in. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority is totally laser-focused on one thing: helping smaller businesses win. It's set up to be an independent body whose whole reason for existing is to encourage them, to make their lives easier, and to promote their growth. And, this isn't some newfangled idea. SMADI was actually set up way back in 1998. That's a huge deal. It's a clear signal that for decades, there's been a deep understanding that supporting entrepreneurs is absolutely critical for the whole economy to grow in a healthy way. So that's the structure, that's the machine. But what is the ministry actually doing right now? How is it actively trying to shape what comes next? Let's take a look. What's really striking here is just the sheer speed and momentum. I mean, look at this. In just over a month, you see them making moves to boost small and medium businesses, they finalize a major business plan, they launch a whole new policy to attract global mobile phone brands, and it all leads up to grabbing the attention of a Fortune 500 company. This is a ministry in motion, for sure. And speaking of motion, this is a big one. The ministry has clearly put a huge focus on the future of how we all get around. The new energy vehicles policy is, well, it's a major signal of where things are headed. This is a strategic plan to completely modernize the country's auto industry, pushing it hard towards electric vehicles and other sustainable tech. And this isn't just about building cooler cars. It's about getting in line with global trends and building an industry that's ready for the 21st century. And really, That brings us to the final billion-dollar question, doesn't it? The ministry has this incredible, complex structure, from the industrial giants all the way down to the champions of small business. It's got these ambitious, forward-looking policies. The stage is set, the plan is there. But the question that's left is, can it actually turn all of these plans into real, widespread prosperity for everyone? That, right there, is the challenge ahead.